It's the Summer of Sports here at the CM YouTube channel. So a big shout out to one of our awesome subscribers and members at the Discord community. Halftime Substitution is the name that they go by, and they've requested this Double Dribble on the NES, and this is in the arcade. I'm going to do a back-to-back here, guys. What's happening there? It's like the film Tremors. Is that an earthquake? No, it's people walking to the game. Walking to the match. Do you call them matches in basketball? Let's just say walk into the event. Look at the Konami balloon in the sky there. Look at that. And balloons. Yeah, so like I say, Summer of Sports at the channel. We're celebrating the weird, the wonderful, and the not so weird. Just like plain old sports video games from past and present. I've played this before, and I've played the arcade version before. I'm going to choose a team here. How did I just do that? I changed, didn't I, to Chicago. Oh, okay, you got to watch the little cutscene first. Let's just stick with LA. Is it LA Lakers? Is the basketball team? I've played this. I used to play quite a lot of this back in the day on the NES. Haven't played it for many years. Love the graphics in this game. But I don't love that, the sprite flickering, which was a thing with the NES. When I was a kid, I was pushing. I'm in trouble here, because it's a penalty. Are they called penalties in basketball? I can't remember. What are they called? Oh, he's going to miss. He's missed that. Yeah, I played a lot of this on NES and a bit of this in the arcade. We actually had an arcade cabinet of this game, showing my age a bit here, in the late 80s, in our leisure centre. And I would go for a swim, and after my swim, I would play a bit of this game. And I can't remember what the arcade version's like. I've actually got it now. I will fire that up in a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, whatever, after this. I want to see how they compare. Obviously, the arcade's going to be... It's going to look better, isn't it? Because it's the arcade. Anyway. There we go. There we go. I'm in. Such a playable game. I want to say, and I don't know this, but I want to say... Here we go, it's the cutscenes. That's what made this game special back in the day. That short cutscene, if you can call it a cutscene. It blew gamers' minds. It blew my mind. I didn't own this game. It's the same old tale. Tale as old as time. A tale as old as me. I'm not that old. But I borrowed it from someone. I don't know who. I can't remember. Now, the difference between this, it's all coming back to me now, and arcade. In this, you can just run with the ball. Hold the D-pad in a direction, and you'll run with the ball. He'll bounce it automatically. I think I'm right in saying, and we'll find out in a bit, in the arcade version, you've got to repeatedly tap one of the buttons whilst travelling or running with the ball. I'm sure it's Double Dribble that made you do that. This is fantastic. In regards to reviews... It reviewed well everywhere. Although... Here we go, look at that! Yeah, although with that said, in a retrospective review that I was reading earlier, a site called All Game gave the Nintendo Virtual Store version... Have I got that right? The Virtual Store? Was that on Switch? Was that on Wii? I don't know. But anyway, they didn't like that version of this, for some reason, which... is weird, because surely this will just be a straight port over to there. I don't know. It shows its age now, of course it does, but this is Konami at their best. They made some of the best video games in the late 80s, the 90s, the noughties with Metal Gear and Pro Evolution Soccer, etc. Just, yeah, one of my favourite developers of all time. They used to be. End of the first period. This is cool. It's a very good request from Halftime Substitution, who goes by the username HT Substitution, but I always call you Halftime Substitution. It can't be anything else, can it? Unless your initials are HT. So, that's kind of cool. This is all coming back to me now. What I'm not too keen on in this game, now the NES version, I don't remember if it's the case with the arcade. The CPU is, I find, overly difficult to play against. For me it is, anyway. and they can catch up with you quite quickly, whereas you can't catch up with them quickly when you're defending your own net. Do bear with me, guys. I don't get basketball terminology correct. It is a sport I enjoy watching. I used to enjoy playing it in school. We had a sports hall where we would do our exams, but when we weren't doing our exams, it was a basketball court. And it was a very cool, but can basketball courts be cool? My school was relatively new when I started school there. I love the sound effect on the long shots. Oh, bong. And yeah, it was like, it felt like I was playing, in my brain when I was a child, in my fantasy, I was in the NBA playing for a real team. Because sometimes you'd have people sitting around the sidelines watching and be like, oh, this is cool. I was absolutely hopeless at basketball, and I'm a tall person, I was a tall lad as well. So I had that height advantage. I was still useless, as I am at this game. What was that? The ball is a bit floaty in this. We got to remember it's a game from 1980. This is 1987, but the original, the arcade version, was 1986. It's actually a follow-up, a sequel to a game called, I think the first game was called Super Basketball. Like I say, I was reading the wiki page for this earlier. It's actually a very interesting read. It talked about the port which arrived on Game Boy. I think it might have been called something else on there. And then obviously we had the C64, the Amiga. And I think we've had a version release on the phones, on iOS as well, when it comes to this game. Maybe on Android as well. Super cool. Love it. Was released in all regions, Japan, North America, and Europe. Which isn't always the case when it comes to the NES. Sometimes we miss out here in Europe on some of these awesome games. There we go, you got your halftime entertainment, guys. Look at this. I mean, this blew my mind as well when I was a kid. I remember a mascot coming on as well. I think, though, that was the arcade version. It wasn't the NES. Obviously, they had to scale back the NES version. There'll be things missing from the... Oh, here we go, look! What is that? Is it a banana? What is that blue thing? There you go, is that a mascot? What is that? It's the frog. They got to be mascots, haven't they? Anyway, I'd love to go to a basketball event. I've been to ice hockey. I've seen an ice hockey game in real life. Brilliant, absolutely superb experience. Even if you don't like ice hockey, it's worth going. But I've never been to a basketball event. I keep calling them events because a basketball match doesn't sound right to me. Very playable. Very, very playable, even to this day. And I think I was starting to say it earlier. I got sidetracked, but I'm sure NBA Jam took a lot from this game. Highly influenced by this game. I've just made that up. I don't know that as a fact. It's just my feelings on the subject. Right. This game is hard work defending. Really hard. I mean, look at the CPU. 33 points. I'm on 23 now. But just so playable. Simple in design. It just works. And I love the graphics in this. I know I've already said that. Apart from the sprite flickering, you can't blame the game, though, for that. Because it was a thing with... I would say with most, or a lot, of NES games. Mega Man 2 comes to mind, one of my favourite video games of all time. Well, on the NES anyway. That suffers from sprite flickering, as does this, as do a lot of games. Not too sure on the sound effect of the ball. Crowds sound like a NES crowd, don't they? Like a crowd in 10-Yard Fight. Oh, we need to look at 10-Yard Fight. That is a game that's just so addictive, but I'm absolutely awful at 10-Yard Fight, as I am with a lot of these old games. Anyway, that's the NES version, guys. Let's quick edit here. I'm going to play the arcade version for a bit in my own time before I start recording to familiarise myself with it. Up, up and away. And yeah, then I'll start recording for realsies and we'll see, like I say, how the arcade version compares to this NES version. So I've been playing this. Look at my score at the bottom. This is the arcade version. I called myself AAA because I was eager, but this time I'm going to call myself CM. But it says, listen guys. Oh, where is it? Come on, M. Come on, where is it?
M.
It says the letters and you put them in. Technology. Anyway, the arcade version of... Oh, actually, listen to this, guys. That's enough of that. I don't remember that being a thing in this arcade version of the game. So we're going back to 1986 now. This released a year earlier in the arcade. This is the original, the OG. And I played a bit earlier, like I was saying when I was playing the NES version towards the end of that section of this video. And basically this, look. You have to tap the button. It's a bit finicky to play this version. But obviously it looks better. There's a bit more, or there's a lot more depth to this version. You see different or more different calls being made, different decisions being made. You've got all the speech in the background. You've got the chicken at the back there, the mascot. This is brilliant, this game. I do prefer this, the arcade version. It's got a steeper learning curve. But the NES port is a very, very good port, considering the technical limitations of the NES. Out of bounds. Listen to the feet on the court. Oh, here we go, cutscenes. The shoes, the trainers noise that they make on the court. They sound like tweeting birds. Hey! What I prefer with the SNES version, though, compared to this, the NES version compared to this, is when you leap, when you're about to leap for the cutscene, or before the cutscene happens, slam dunk. Are they called slam dunks? You see the animation of the player jumping first. You don't get that with this. So next time, guys, pay attention. I mean, there, look. And again, there's no animation, it just kind of just happens. I'm sure that's the case here. Yeah, look. Whereas in the NES, you'll see him jump first from the player view before it hits the cutscene. Before it goes into a cutscene, I should say. I love this game. I'm going to be playing this all day now. This arcade version. Oh, that's nice. I still find defending to be a bit more difficult, though, than I'd like it to be, but that's just a skill issue, I think, on my part. Oh, no. That was terrible from me, that. Oh, not charging. It's penalty time. Oh, it's a penalty to me. Right. Ah, I've ballsed it. I had a couple of these earlier when I weren't recording. You got to wait. That's it. There you go. You got to wait. You got to time it so the little marker is nearer the hoop, basically. I know it's an obvious thing to say, but the execution, or getting the execution correct, isn't the easiest. It's a challenging old game, this. I like it. But the tweeting birds, man. It's not a good sound effect for trainers on a court. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Or sneakers on a court surface, as you Americans would say. We call them trainers here in the UK. Let me know what you call them in your country, if you're watching from a different country, which isn't the UK or North America. I'd be intrigued to find out. Okay. Here we go. See, I'm not sure on that, how automated that feels. I want to see him leap. I mean, you see him leap in the cutscene, yes, but... So, the NES, for me... Do I prefer the NES version to this? Maybe, I do, actually. I don't know. The speech in this isn't good. I could do without it because it sounds like... Yeah, it just sounds like the Texas Instruments games or the educational toy device things we had as kids. Do you remember them, guys? You'd slide like cards into them. You had different games. Basically, it's identical, the voice. Probably using the same type of motherboard. Hit the showers. So this is weird. Even though it's end of, like, end of the first half, whatever it's called in basketball, you still have to put your name in again. It's very strange. Can't be bothered to find them. It takes too long. They got to do something about the birds in this arena. They've got an issue here. Wonder what breed of bird it is. My guess is starlings. You got a starling problem here, and I don't mean Joseph Stalin. Oh dearie me, terrible, terrible jokes. Terrible. Don't agree, guys. They're proper dad jokes. Is Joe saying Joseph Stalin a dad joke? I don't think it is it? I think that would go over the heads of some children that haven't done their educations yet. Oh dearie me. Anyway, yeah, it's Double Dribble in the arcade. I've got to tell you guys which I prefer, don't I? I'm going between NES and arcade here. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to go with arcade. There's more here. This makes me want to play now for the rest of today and try and get my head around the defending. To stop throwing the ball for 3-pointers. Are they 3-pointers when you score from outside the box? You can tell I play too much footy gaming. What does he say there? Does he say, watch that shot? What does he say? What is that? Love that shot? Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know your favourite version of Double Dribble. It could be the C64 version. I've never tried that version. Could be the Amiga. I think I've played the Amiga version. Anyway, I've been waffling. I've been waffling long enough now. I'll speak to you all soon.
Nice, good job. No! Block that shot! Block it!